The movie opens with a car stopped on the side of a road. The engine is still running, but no one is inside. Everything around is completely silent. This already feels creepy, but what happened before this moment is even more disturbing. The story follows four friends, Tyler, James, Day, and Fisher. They meet one last time before separating to focus on their careers. They get into a car and drive out to grab some food. As they leave the city, they take a turn onto a long road. According to the map, another turn should appear soon, but it never does. They keep driving straight for a long time. Tyler gets irritated and decides to turn the car around, thinking they might have missed the turn earlier. This time he watches the road very carefully. Suddenly he slams the brakes because the road just ends. There is no road ahead at all. Only a thick forest stands in front of them. This makes no sense because they just came from the same direction. The others think they may have missed the turn again, but Tyler is sure that no turn ever appeared. He steps out of the car and walks closer to the forest. He even digs the ground a little to check if the road is buried under soil, but there is nothing. The forest starts right there. James steps out too. Inside the forest, he notices someone sitting quietly. He thinks he might be imagining it, but suddenly many people rush out of the forest and attack the car. Everyone starts screaming in fear. More and more people come running from the trees. James and Tyler are standing outside completely confused. The crowd surrounds the car. Fisher's window is open, and the people grab his arm so badly that it gets seriously injured. They are not trying to hurt him. They are desperately trying to take the car. One strange thing becomes clear. No one touches James or Tyler. Everyone only runs toward the car. Day and Fisher are badly hurt. When Tyler calls out Day's name, she understands his plan. Tyler grabs James, and they run behind the car. Since the engine is already on, Day jumps into the driver's seat, puts the car in reverse, and speeds away. Tyler and James manage to jump in. The crowd once again rushes toward the car, but Day quickly turns the car around and escapes. All four of them are shaking with fear. Their hearts are racing. They are screaming, confused, and terrified. They don't know who those people were, where they came from, or why they wanted the car so badly. And with these questions, the movie truly begins. They kept driving, but soon Day noticed that the fuel was almost finished. At the same time, Fisher's hand was bleeding badly. They had no choice but to stop the car a little further ahead. Tyler quickly took a piece of cloth and tied it tightly around Fisher's hand to stop the bleeding. But before they could relax, the people attacked the car again. Day immediately started driving once more. This time, all four of them were completely shaken. The people who attacked now were not the same ones from before. The earlier group had been left far behind on the road. These new people came running out from the forest beside the road. That's when they realized something terrifying. The entire forest was full of people. No matter how far they drove, the moment they stopped, people would appear and surround them again. Now the questions became impossible to ignore. Who were these people? Were they drug addicts who escaped from a rehab center? Or prisoners who broke out of jail? Why were so many people living inside this forest? And why did they only want the car? They didn't have answers. But for now, they had only one plan: to keep driving forward. They believed that if they ever saw a turn, they could take it, leave this road, and never return. At least that was their hope. They kept driving. 6 hours passed. The sun slowly began to rise, but something felt very wrong. The car was still running smoothly. The fuel should have been finished long ago, but the fuel needle had not moved at all. It was in the exact same position as it was 6 hours earlier. This made no sense, but it was real. Since they had come so far, Day stopped the car again so they could change seats. But James warned her not to turn the engine off. If the fuel was not going down, who knew what would happen if the car stopped completely? It might never start again. All four of them stepped out of the car. Once again, they looked down the road, hoping to see a turn, but the turn didn't appear. The people did. The crowd came out of the forest again. Seeing this, all four of them quickly jumped back into the car and drove away. Now they couldn't ignore the situation anymore. They had to talk about it. What kind of place was this? A road that never ends. A car that never runs out of fuel. People sitting quietly in the forest who suddenly run toward the car whenever it stops. James was the smartest among them, so he spoke first. He said maybe the truth was simple but terrifying. Maybe all four of them were already dead. According to James, maybe their car had crashed the night before. After that, they became trapped in this place. This road could be the afterlife, or even hell. He believed the crash happened at the exact point where the road suddenly ended and the forest appeared. That was when Tyler had slammed the brakes. James said everything strange started after that moment. Since then, they hadn't felt hungry, tired, thirsty, or sleepy. They were stuck in a loop, just like the road in the car, always moving, never ending. They didn't know where they were, but one thing was clear. They couldn't stop. They had to keep driving forward. They could only stop for a few seconds to change seats, and under no condition could they turn the engine off. They kept hoping a turn would appear someday. As time passed, fear slowly turned into boredom. The sound of the wind in the car engine played endlessly. The radio didn't work. No one felt like talking. Their minds were tired even though their bodies weren't. They kept changing seats so the driver could rest. But no one could sleep. And strangely, no one felt tired either. It felt unnatural. Slowly, they accepted one thing. The turn was never going to come. This road was endless. James believed even more strongly that they were all dead. But one thing didn't fit his theory. Fisher's injured hand was healing normally. If they were dead, things shouldn't change. But his wound was getting better. That meant maybe they weren't dead after all. Still, no one had a better explanation. James tried to make sense of it. Maybe they were hallucinating. Maybe they were trapped in a wormhole. Or maybe they had triggered some ancient curse. James asked everyone to think deeply. Had they done something wrong? Some sin that led them here? Fisher said he once told his mother that he didn't believe in God, and that had hurt her. Day admitted she had once tried to end her own life. James said the reason must be related to driving, like hitting someone with a car, but none of them had done anything like that. Tyler said he had done nothing wrong. James said the same about himself. In the end, James even apologized to his friends in case he had ever hurt them in any way. He hoped that if they forgave each other, this nightmare might finally end. By the way, Tyler had said something the night before that was connected to driving, but the other three didn't remember it clearly at the time. Tyler had explained that he broke up with his girlfriend because she wanted him to go pumpkin picking with her, which meant a 3-hour drive. Tyler didn't want to do that, so he chose to end the relationship instead. Now, strangely, he himself was trapped in an endless drive. But how long could they just sit inside a car and keep moving forward? This road showed no sign of ending. If they wanted answers, they had to take risks and try new things. So they stopped the car and honked the horn to get the attention of the people in the forest. They set a timer on a phone and discovered something important. After the car stopped, the forest people would stay calm for about 1.5 minutes. After that, they would panic and start running toward the car. This meant they had only 1.5 minutes of safety after stopping. In that time, they could breathe freely or step into the forest to explore. The strange people never attacked them directly. They only rushed toward the car. So if they wanted to observe anything, they had to do it within those 1.5 minutes. Doing nothing was pointless. When morning came, they stopped the car again. Tyler quickly ran into the forest after setting the timer. He couldn't go very far, but he went in far enough to see that the forest stretched endlessly in every direction. Inside the forest, many people were sitting or lying on the ground, completely silent. But as the timer moved closer to 1.5 minutes, those people slowly began to stand up. They looked scared and confused. Panic spread among them. Seeing this, Tyler ran back to the car in time, and they drove away. Later, they checked their bag and found a chocolate bar. Day wanted to eat it, but James stopped her. He said if she ate it, the food might stay inside her forever and never digest. That idea scared them. Now they clearly understood the 1.5-minute rule. From then on, they started stopping more often. During these short breaks, they tried many things: climbing trees, walking into the forest, watching the people, and even exercising. They noticed something strange. Even though they didn't feel tired, their bodies still had limits. Tyler tried doing push-ups again and again, but he could only do them for about 30 seconds. Just like a normal person, his muscles didn't grow stronger. They also threw a piece of wood onto the road. If they ever saw it again, it would mean they were stuck in a loop, but the wood never appeared again. This meant the road wasn't repeating. It was truly very long. During these experiments, they came up with another idea: questioning the forest people. Whenever they stopped, Tyler and James would run into the forest. At the same time, Day would drive the car backward. This trick gave them more time. The people would run toward the car, which was now farther away. The extra time helped them. During that time, Tyler and James would grab one of the silent people, tie them to a tree, scare them, and ask questions. They wanted to know where they were, but it never worked. Those people never answered. They stayed silent. And once 1.5 minutes passed, they would panic and beg for help. Slowly, all 4 of them began to break mentally. What was the point of living like this? Endless driving, no sleep, no real rest. They started missing simple things, especially sleep. As days passed, some of their memories began to fade. Then one day, they saw another car parked ahead on the road. Tyler stopped their car at a safe distance. He was afraid the people might come and try to take their car. He was ready to turn back, but James refused. For James, this journey was about moving forward. Turning back would erase everything they had already traveled. So James ran alone toward the parked car. When he reached it, he saw that no one was inside. There was no key. The odometer showed more than 1 million miles. This meant the driver had been driving for an unimaginable amount of time. The car was facing backward, toward the direction they had come from, not forward like theirs. This made everyone think. If someone drove for so long and then disappeared, did this journey even mean anything? At that moment, Tyler did something he hadn't done before. He pressed the accelerator fully. He wanted to end everything. If death came, at least the suffering would stop. But the others panicked. Seeing their fear, Tyler slammed the brakes. Then text appeared on the screen. Tyler, 56,182 miles. This meant Tyler had traveled that distance almost twice around the Earth. This showed that Tyler's journey ended here. He stepped out of the car and walked into the forest. James followed him, but Tyler never returned, and James didn't try to stop him. Day didn't want to leave Tyler behind. This wasn't a loop. They would never meet him again. He would be left thousands, maybe millions of miles behind. But Tyler had already decided. The crowd was coming closer. Day had no choice. She sat back in the car and drove forward. Tyler believed one thing clearly: being trapped inside a box and moving forward forever, if that is life, then he didn't want it. This endless 1.5-minute life was now left for the remaining 3. The journey of the 3 friends continued. After a long time, they finally found a song that worked on the car's system. For the first time in ages, they had something nice to listen to. They kept playing that same song again and again while driving. They started talking about random things just to pass time. During short breaks, they would scream loudly to release their anger. Sometimes they even danced. For a moment, it felt like they were alive again. But whenever Tyler's memory returned, all their energy disappeared. The same question came back every time. What is the point of all this? Why are we still moving? James didn't join in these things. His thinking was simple: just keep moving forward. He believed the answers were somewhere ahead. The more they moved, the closer they were getting, so he focused only on progress. Along the way, they found another empty car and took a marker from it. This helped them pass time by writing and counting miles. They kept moving forward for a very long distance. Then one day they saw another car, and beside it, the driver was lying on the ground. From this, they understood what usually happens in the end. People get tired, they lose hope, and they give up. After traveling even farther, something unexpected happened. The 1.5 minutes passed, but no one came out of the forest. The reason was simple: the forest was empty. They had come so far that very few people ever reached this point. That's why there was no one left. This meant the danger was finally gone. They could now stop for as long as they wanted. They didn't need to stay inside the car anymore. But James still didn't want to stop. For him, stopping was not freedom. He wanted to finish the road. Now he was sure that real progress was happening. His only goal was to reach the end as fast as possible. He told Day and Fisher that he would drive alone now. They didn't need to change seats anymore. James became obsessed. He was restless and excited, an excitement he hadn't felt in a very long time. But Day and Fisher hated this. They didn't want to chase the end anymore. They just wanted peace. They had no goal left. They understood that hope only led to pain. At 835,471 miles, they had the freedom to walk outside. But James was forcing them to stay in the car because of his obsession. Deep down, both Day and Fisher knew the truth. This road would never end. So when they got the chance, Day turned off the engine and took out the key. She wanted to stop James. This made James angry. He fought them and took the key back. He believed the engine would still be warm and would start again, but it didn't. James completely broke down. Crying, he kept turning the key again and again. Finally, the engine started. Without looking back, he drove away and left Day and Fisher behind. As James continued alone, his distance kept increasing. Suddenly, it started raining. This had never happened before. He thought maybe this was punishment for leaving his friends. But after some time, the rain stopped. He kept driving day and night without rest. Eventually, he reached a place where many cars were parked together, with no drivers. This was the end of the road. Ahead was only the forest. At that moment, James understood the truth. His friends were right. This journey had no meaning, no progress, no answers. In the end, everyone had to step off the road. All those parked cars showed one thing clearly. Even after reaching the end, people still had to leave their cars. Years of driving led to nothing. This realization broke James completely. He sat there for 1 or 2 days, but even that didn't help. Finally, he stepped out of the car and ate the chocolate bar. It tasted amazing. That feeling, the feeling of relief, was what should have happened when the road ended. And then James realized something painful. All 4 of them could have felt this at the very beginning, but he was the one who never allowed it. At that moment, James screamed. Then he did something different. He turned the car around and started driving back. He hoped that someday, no matter how long it took, he might meet his friends again. On the way, he even picked up another driver and let him sit with him. And this time, he actually talked to him, something he hadn't even done properly with his own friends before. After wasting the entire journey chasing the end, James finally understood something simple. A journey is not meant to be rushed or finished, it is meant to be lived. And with this understanding, the movie comes to an end. This movie is actually about our own lives. It shows what we are doing every day and asks a very simple question. What does all of this really mean? Some people keep pushing themselves nonstop. They believe that one day a big moment will come that will change everything. They think that if they just keep moving forward, everything will work out in the end. For them, stopping, resting, or enjoying life feels useless. They don't want small freedom. They want complete freedom. And they believe it will come only after endless hard work. So they work day and night, hoping that someday the reward will arrive. But most of the time, it never does. Life keeps moving forward, and one day it simply ends. And the things they thought they would finally achieve, they never actually get them. Then there are other people who step off the road. They stop trying and start relaxing because they believe that going forward won't lead anywhere anyway. But later, they also begin to regret it. They think, if we had kept going, at least we would have reached something. So who is right and who is wrong? The truth is, both sides are trapped in an illusion. The people running out of the forest in the movie are the same ones who once stepped off the road. Later, they realize they made a mistake. They believed that if they had kept moving forward, they might have found answers. That's why they panic when they see a car. They beg for help because they want to move forward again. This is exactly what happens in real life. People who keep running forward suffer. People who step aside also suffer. Maybe the real problem is that this was never the right way to live. Maybe we were never meant to be on this road at all. But someone built this road and placed us on it, and we don't really have a choice. That's the real meaning of this movie. The one who keeps moving is unhappy. The one who stops is also unhappy. The only truly peaceful person is the one who never stepped onto the road in the first place. James's story makes this very clear. His life starts again, but in reverse. It feels like someone lived life fully, reached the end, and then started again as a child. In his first journey, friends kept leaving him one by one. In this new journey, he keeps meeting new people, just like we do when we grow up. And later in life, we slowly lose them again. Another important message in the movie is about energy and needs. The people on the road don't feel tired, hungry, or sleepy. That's because people who stay in the race usually have resources. They work, earn money, eat, sleep, and rest. Even if life is hard, they have stability. But the people who leave the road, the ones in the forest, are desperate. They feel hunger, they feel exhaustion. They lie around tired and hopeless. And that's what they regret most. While they were on the road, they had enough. Because they had enough, they left it. And the moment they left, struggle began. So they desperately want to return to the road. But the road itself is cruel. No matter how long you travel, no matter how many years pass, in the end, you still collapse on the side, exhausted. This movie shows the confusion of normal people, especially Gen Z. We ask these same questions every day. What should we do? Are we stuck? Is any of this even necessary? Will we ever reach somewhere? This is not our parents' world anymore, so even they don't fully understand us. We have questions, but no clear answers, and that uncertainty creates fear. The movie shows that fear, just in a different form. Now I want to know, what did you understand from this movie? What are your thoughts? Tell me in the comments. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. For more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye.